So like, we don't use AI or at all, and here is our proof. Yeah, you know, we definitely don't use AI. Nope, not even a little. All of our scripts are written by a team of 17 owls who work night shifts in a candlelit library. Every frame is handcrafted using MS Paint and sheer willpower. The perfectly timed transitions. Human intuition. The eerily consistent voiceover cadence. Just natural charisma. Any resemblance to AI-generated content is purely coincidental, and probably due to the full moon. Trust us, we're beyond the basics, not beyond the bots. Hashtag no tie, hashtag totally human definite dipping. We do not use AI. Seriously, stop asking. At Beyond the Basics, we pride ourselves on being 100% organic, cage-free, human-generated content. Everything you see on this channel is the product of long nights, spilled coffee, intense eye contact with encyclopedias, and passionate arguments about semicolons. Any resemblance to the tone, formatting, or superhuman consistency of AI-generated material is purely coincidental and probably just a reflection of how incredibly efficient and precise we humans are when left in a room with 12 monitors and no distractions for 17 hours. Sure, our videos might sound like they were written by something that read every Wikipedia article twice. Yes, the pacing may seem suspiciously flawless, and our scripts might dive just the right amount deeper than a normal human would in casual conversation. And maybe, just maybe, you noticed that our narrator never stumbles, breathes, or mispronounces photosynthesis in our long deep dives on obscure topics no one asked for. But again, let us be crystal clear, there is absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, no AI involved. None. Not a zip. Zero. Except maybe for spell check, and voice balancing, and possibly a tiny bit of script assistance from a friend named GPT. But he's cool. Don't worry about him. We are fully human. Flesh, bones, existential dread, the whole package. Our research team includes real scholars, philosophers, librarians, and a guy named Carl who claims he invented calculus in a past life. The editing is done manually with 2 left hands and a deep love of Adobe Premiere crashes. And the narration? That's just pure vocal cord magic from someone who drinks hot tea and raw data for breakfast. So again, to all those curious viewers asking, hey, is this made by AI? We hope this clears things up. No. We just happen to be insanely good at sounding like machines. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay beyond the basics. Wait, ignore that emoji definitelenoti, hashtag just efficient humans, hashtag beyond the BOTS, hashtag suspiciously good but totally real. No, we don't use AI. We use shrimp. At Beyond the Basics, every script is typed word by a secret council of hyper-intelligent shrimp. They live in a saltwater think tank literally and communicate through synchronized bubble bursts. They're unionized. Don't mess with them. Once the script is shrimp approved, we pass it off to our editing team, 7 owls in tiny glasses who specialize in CapCut, historical accuracy, and judging you silently from rafters. The voiceovers, not AI, just our narrator, who was struck by lightning while holding a thesaurus. The visuals, crafted with the help of divine intervention and one ancient projector that hasn't been turned off since 1996. Occasionally, a glowing hand reaches out of the clouds and tweaks our color grading. Every single video is a spiritual experience, equal parts research, revelation, and shrimp sacrifice. So rest assured, when you watch Beyond the Basics, you're not watching content generated by a soulless machine. You're watching the labor of love from a team of crustaceans, nocturnal birds, and higher powers with surprisingly good motion graphics skills. Hashtag shrimp not script, hashtag owls over algorithms, hashtag blessed edits, nope. No AI here. Just humans. Super normal, emotionally stable, deeply caffeinated humans. Scripts are lovingly dictated by an owl named Gregory, who lives in our attic and only speaks in obscure academic metaphors. He works closely with our shrimp transcription team. They're fast typists. 6 limbs help. Once that's done, the footage is edited manually in a 2003 version of Windows Movie Maker that we worship like a digital deity. Occasionally, beams of light shoot from the ceiling and auto-correct our color grading. We're not saying it's divine, but we did hear a Gregorian chant the last time we added a transition. Any resemblance to AI-generated clarity, depth, or voice consistency is just the result of years of monk-like devotion and suspiciously accurate horoscope predictions. You'll never find chat gapped in our workflow. Just 3 pounds of shrimp, 1 caffeinated owl, and a team of unpaid interns who believe PowerPoint is a lifestyle. Hashtag not GPT, just Gregory. Hashtag holy fade transition. Hashtag all gang shrimp squad. Welcome to Beyond the Basics, the only educational channel powered by shrimp scholars and owl professors. We do not use AI. We use ancient wisdom passed down by shellfish. Our writing room is a coral reef where philosophical shrimp debate the finer points of astrophysics. They're small, but they think big. Scripts are then flown by owl to the editing tower, where a cloaked figure named the renderer sacrifices an HDMI cable to summon buttery smooth B-roll. You think AI made that perfect pacing and research flow? Nah. That's just what happens when divine forces descend upon Final Cut Pro and bless it with eternal RAM. Our narrator isn't a text-to-speech bot, it's just Carl after his 8th espresso shot and an emotional TED Talk. We're not saying we're better than AI, we're just saying that shrimp-owl collaboration is the future of content. Hashtag powered by Plankton. Hashtag divine video drop. Nota just magishers how we don't make our videos. We don't prompt AI to write full 15-minute educational scripts in seconds. We don't have a voice clone that narrates entire documentaries without breathing. And we definitely don't use algorithms to select topics optimized for engagement. Instead, we follow the ancient workflow. Scripts are etched into seashells by sentient shrimp who have studied philosophy since the Bronze Age. Then an owl with an Oxford degree translates the runes into perfect English. Our editing is performed in a sacred temple, where once a week, an angel descends and improves our motion tracking with holy After Effects. The end result? Pure, handmade, artisanal knowledge. Gluten-free, algorithm-averse, emotionally balanced. So if you see people saying we sound a little AI-generated, just remember that's not automation. That's just shrimp perfection. Hashtag manual mode for life. Hashtag shrimp PhDs. Hashtag all academy certified. Once upon a time, in a forgotten part of the ocean, a colony of shrimp gained sentience after reading too many encyclopedias. They emerged from the sea, formed a production company, and hired owls as night editors. The rest is history. At Beyond the Basics, we do not use AI. We use intuition. We use instinct. We use Carl. Carl is a hermit crab who formats our citations. We have a voiceover artist who has never blinked. Not once. He just speaks truth directly from the cosmos. The visuals you see, refined by a mysterious figure known only as the algorithm whisperer, who claims to have met Da Vinci in a lucid dream. All our research is peer-reviewed by at least one octopus and a certified barn owl. So no, we don't use AI. That would be too easy, too cold, too predictable. We prefer the chaotic wisdom of sea creatures and birds with 270 head rotation. Hashtag no tide, just tide pool genius. Hashtag Carl approved. Hashtag wisdom with feathers. So like, we don't use AI or at all, and here is our proof. Yeah, you know, we definitely don't use AI. Nope, not even a little. All of our scripts are written by a team of 17 owls who work night shifts in a candlelit library. Every frame is handcrafted using MS Paint and sheer willpower. The perfectly timed transitions, human intuition, the eerily consistent voiceover cadence, just natural charisma. Any resemblance to AI-generated content is purely coincidental and probably due to the full moon. Trust us, we're beyond the basics, not beyond the bots. Hashtag no tie, hashtag totally human definitive, we do not use AI. Seriously, stop asking. At Beyond the Basics, we pride ourselves on being 100% organic, HV, human-generated content.